Hello everybody and welcome to another toy review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the latest offering from Acid Rain and Beaver, part of their B2FIVE line. This is the Agat's Military R711 Laurel LA3R and the Jungle Speeder MK1K. As with other figures in the line, these are a 1/28th scale military infantry unit, and they have multiple ports that can be interchanged, allowing each collector to make his or her army completely unique. Alright, if we start off with the BW2 the Laurel LA3R, we have interchangeable arm sockets, we have the interchangeable waist socket, we have the pegs on either side. They allow for interchangeable weapons, and then of course we have the pilot himself, and he has interchangeable head and arms, and you can switch out his weapons as well. So there's a lot of flexibility with each and every set. Let's just pop that gun in his hand. That's his very own pistol. I love these figures. They're super articulated and they are 2.5 inches in height. Right, let's take a look at his weapons, shall we? This is a massive, chunky gun. It's going to be carried from the top. It's got a nice big handle there as well. Some really nice heft to these weapons. We also get a chain belt which can peg in to those medium sized ports, and this comes up and we just slide this inside here like so, and then close that port off, and then this gun can peg in to, say, the side of the shoulder. Tab that in like so. Just plug that in there on the back, and then we can just bring that up and over the shoulder like so. Now we can then use the tab on his hands, open that up. We can slot this gun in using that peg. So I mean, he could hold it like that. There's a groove on either side of this handle which allows that to slot in, and with a little bit of negotiating he can hold that gun really nicely. We've got some swivel pivots on those wrists as well, which really do aid in trying to get him to hold that. Let's just adjust those legs. Let's take a look at our pilot. Now these are much the same with each release. Really nice colours on these. I do like the contrasting blue there on the brown. Okay, and the pistol is a nice little pistol. Super articulated figures. Ball joint head, up, down, left, right, rotate and tilt. Shoulders, full rotation there, pivot up and down, upper bicep rotation. We've got a 90-degree bend on that elbow and full rotation on the wrist. Nice abdominal crunch, loads of range around there. Legs forwards and backwards, out to the side, upper thigh rotation, and a nice deep bend on the knee and ball socketed feet. We have the two peg slots on the base of the feet, which allows us to peg them on to different points on the side of each vehicle. And of course, like every release, we get these additional adapters which we can plug in to any of these holes, and we now have a separate port where we can plug in arms and legs, anything which uses that large ratcheted connector. Cockpit opens up nicely, both at the front and back. We have two handles for our pilots to hold on to, and once these guys are in and suited and booted, then they are really in. Let's just close that down. I love the fact he can just look through the front of this, and now he has complete control of his Laurel. We can just place his gun on the back there, just so I don't lose it. He is ready to fight. Articulation wise, if I just disengage this gun for a second, the arms go up and down. They're ratcheted all the way around on a lovely soft ratchet there. We've got upper bicep rotation. We have a double jointed bend on that elbow. I love the freedom you have with these joints as well. We have rotation on the wrist. We have an up and down on that hand, which comes in extremely handy when we're trying to locate it into that gun. We have the finger movements, and we have that gripping peg just there. We have the exact same articulation on this handle, though obviously I have it mounted around this way so I can get pivot left and right as opposed to up and down. Love the artwork and tampo prints on these. Always really, really good. We have lovely ratcheted joints. Legs can come forwards and backwards. We can come out to the side. We do have a bend on the knee. Love the big ski feet as well, which do have pivot, so we get a nice wide stance. Unfortunately, there is no left and right motion on those feet though, but there is up and down, as well as some up and down motion on his toes. Next up on the slab, we have the Jungle Speeder MK1K. Love the pilots on these. They have some of the best head sculpts in my opinion. Really remind me of G.I. Joes. Again, exactly the same articulation and exactly the same ability to chop and change. And there's those pegs on the feet. Stay still. Now the Jungle Speeder is done up in kind of this green with some lovely tampos. Again, some nice kind of worn damage to this one. I haven't had a speeder for a while actually, have we? But much like the mechs, this can chop and change between modes. We have a nice little chain gun on the front there. We can place the pilot in, so he is kind of driving along, but the legs also open upwards and they fully rotate around, and then the heel spur can come down, and it's kind of like a chicken walker. You just need to adjust it accordingly, and then the legs can come down. Personally, I do like how they look in their tank mode. The chicken walker has never been one of my favorite looks for it, but it's nice to have those options. There he is, looking snug as a bug in a rug. As you can see, I did get a gun with him as well. I like to keep the guns out of the way, or you can attach them to the clipping points just on here, but I have a fear of losing small objects, so I like to keep them out of the way. Now, as you can see, putting him in this kind of chicken walker mode does then free up all of these additional ports here. And now we already know that these ports are the right size to fit these adapter pegs in. And yes, I know it's blue on green, and blue and green should never be seen, but we can just pop this on in that port, and then suddenly we have a ratchet joint. We could put the arms on, or we can put some legs on. That's what I love the most about the B2FIVE series. They are very customizable. You can paint them up if you choose to, but you can make every single mech or vehicle unique. And here we have them alongside some of the other mechs in the line. As you can see, I've got a proper little war zone going on here. They're all battling. I've kind of got it that they're fighting for survival, and they scavenge each other's mechs. They take pieces off to make their army stronger and stronger. We've got some death here on the battlefield. We've got a few mechs torn to shreds, but these are really fun toys. They look incredible and they're so easy to display, but at the same time, they're the sort of thing you don't want to put down. Let's have a quick flyover and see what's going on. As you can see, there's a lot of fighting going on here. We have some casualties, and this guy here, this mech, that's just insane. He's gathered so much from all of his victories, and he has made some sort of beast of a bot. This guy does not want to be messed with, does he? He is trying his best to take them out. I don't think they're going to win. Right, now let's see what we can make up here. Let's remove his waist joint. We can then bring in one of these large kind of tank tread ones, I think. We'll switch these out. And we can pop that in there like so. Yeah, that's like he's wearing somebody else's trousers there, doesn't it? But that'll do. Let's see what else we can do with these arms. There we go. We got a few more casualties, but the result is a complete and utter monster. They are armed and ready to take on my current champion, my kind of centaur looking mech. There we go. See, there's just so much fun with these. Let me know if any of you have these B2FIVE figures, and if you do, how do you display them? Do you keep them as they are, or do you mix them up? Send me your links in the comments section below. Let's see just how original people can be with their figures. I've included a link in the description below where these can be purchased. And until next time, from myself and the R711 LAUREL LA3R and the K6 Jungle Speeder MK1K, thanks for watching. Goodbye.